of excitement in Toronto. We have made our way east to the Canadian capital city of Ottawa. What will be the fallout from TakeOver? Welcome everyone to NXT.
The following contest is a NXT Women's Division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Osaka, Japan, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Asuka!
NXT TakeOver Toronto certainly was historic, but as you can see, Tom, one thing remains exactly the same. Asuka, the dominant NXT Women's Champion.
Remaining undefeated in her battle against one of the all-time greats in Mickie James. Mickie returning to a WWE ring for the first time in 6 years. And gotta be honest, Mickie James, she really brought the fight to Asuka.
Oh, absolutely. Mickie definitely brought her A game. Mickie knew what was at stake, what the NXT Women's Championship means. But Mickie also experienced Asuka firsthand and just how dangerous she is.
Now, honestly, the onus goes to the rest of the NXT Women's Division. Who will step up and challenge Asuka for the coveted championship?
We heard the declaration by Asuka several weeks back that nobody is ready for Asuka, and I can't help but believe her.
So this is Nicole Matthews to start things off here against Asuka. I was very intrigued by Asuka's actions after the match at NXT TakeOver Toronto, Graves. Mickie James extending a hand in some sportsmanship, and Asuka just raised the championship right in Mickie's face.
Asuka was just making a statement to the WWE Universe and every woman on the planet that dreams of challenging her.
And Asuka was thinking about a submission early there. And oh, and Nicole Matthews to fight her way up there from the bottom rope and taking the fight to the champion.
Each one of the strikes that Nicole throws is just infuriating Asuka.
We know that look in the eye of Asuka. Loves the competition, feeds off it. Uh-oh. Oh, caught!
Brutal kicks by Asuka.
Just listen to Asuka. Nicole Matthews is down.
Nicole Matthews might be out.
Asuka was lining up for what could have been a really thunderous kick, and Nicole Matthews went down in a heap and now trying to collect herself in the far corner. Oh. Elbow up just in time, and out. Matthews went to the sky and brought down very quickly by Asuka.
Asuka looking for the Fujiwara armbar.
Nicole Matthews trying to counter here. Oh!
Cross arm breaker. Matthews trying to hold on to keep her fingers clasped, but
shoulders down here on the champion, and a 2 count there very quickly.
Almost a huge upset right there.
Yeah, Matthews with a near opportunity. Shot to the side of the face. Here comes Asuka. Asuka thinking about the Asuka lock, trying to get Matthews into position here and brings her down to the mat. Nicole Matthews, no choice there, tapping out to the champion.
Here's your winner by submission, the NXT Women's Champion, Asuka!
We know what Asuka accomplished in Japan. We know what she's accomplished since arriving in NXT. The Empress of Tomorrow has once again conquered the Great White North.
Take a look back here in this matchup. This shot here from Asuka would drop Nicole Matthews. Oh, right there was lining up for another shot. Matthews, give credit to Nicole. She managed to get back up here in this match.
I think she might have been better off staying down, because when Nicole Matthews got up, she found herself in the grasp of the NXT Women's Champion, the Asuka lock.
Asuka winning the championship in April back in Dallas. Braves, here's a fun fact, 243 days and counting.
I don't think anybody, you know my opinion of Asuka, you know how talented the NXT Women's Division is. I don't think there is a woman on earth that is ready for Asuka.
We want to welcome you in here to NXT. We are just getting started here as Asuka victorious here tonight in the capital city of Ottawa. Tom Phillips here ringside with Monday Night Raw's Corey Graves. And Graves, it was last week we saw how much the landscape of NXT has changed, not only at NXT TakeOver, but how about what SAnitY did to No Way Jose and Rich Swann?
Listen, we still don't really know what SAnitY is all about. We heard a few words for the first time from Eric Young. We still don't have any answers. We just know how dangerous this group of people are.
Let's take you back and show you what happened last week in Toronto. Rich Swann was about to close the door on Kona Reeves when sound the alarm. Here came SAnitY.
The maniacal force of Sawyer Fulton, Nikki Cross, Alexander Wolf, and Eric Young would hit the ring and their opponents in a hard way.
So the match will be stopped abruptly. Rich Swann and Kona Reeves assaulted here by SAnitY on NXT. Fulton and Wolf taking out Kona Reeves, and then the four would turn their attention to Rich Swann. Eric Young and SAnitY admiring their handiwork, and then No Way Jose, Rich Swann's tag team partner from the Dusty Classic, would come to Rich's aid.
Hey, it ain't happening that way. Why don't you come back so you can take a whooping from No Way Jose tonight?
So Eric Young willing to take up No Way Jose's challenge to an all-out fight in the middle of Toronto, and No Way Jose had a great opportunity here against Eric Young, but it didn't last long.
Sooner than later, as with SAnitY, always the case, the numbers game just too much for No Way Jose. Jose finds himself on the wrong end of a meeting with SAnitY.
SAnitY taking out everyone in their path. The challenge from No Way Jose last week to Eric Young did not result in an actual match. So tonight here in Ottawa, No Way Jose looking for a little payback on behalf of Rich Swann. He'll go one-on-one with Eric Young next.
In our lives,
I am the face that will beat Dean Ambrose.
there are many obstacles.
I'm not sure that AJ Styles is prepared to get as ugly as we need to get.
When you face them,
A TLC match to determine the WWE World Champion.
will you find the strength to overcome?
I am a winner, and winners find a way to win.
Or will the obstacles
I'm gonna take my championship back.
overcome you?
We have a situation. He's escaped police custody.
His real name is Thomas McKenzie. He's an ex-federal agent. It's double my usual rate.
Weapons, bedroom.
Eliminators.
Welcome back to NXT, and as we heard last week, the rematch for the NXT Championship between Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura is official and will take place this Saturday in Osaka, Japan. Nakamura is hell-bent on regaining the NXT title in his home country, but in order to do so, he'll need to defeat an ever-confident and determined Samoa Joe.
Joe, on December 3rd, Shinsuke Nakamura gets his rematch in Osaka, Japan.
Yes. Shinsuke Nakamura gets his rematch on December 3rd in Osaka, Japan. And it's no surprise to me he gets it so soon, because let's face it, William Regal wants nothing more than to put this championship back in his hands. But at NXT TakeOver Toronto, I proved one thing, and it was very, very clear. Shinsuke Nakamura is not on my level. Shinsuke Nakamura cannot compete with me in the ring. I am the best in NXT, and there is no one close. And come December 3rd, in Osaka, Japan, in front of his countrymen, in front of his family,
You're the best. Samoa Joe's the man. Well, I'd like an opportunity to prove myself against the man tonight.
Dillinger, you're nowhere near my level either. And if TakeOver Toronto is any indication, you've already been humiliated once in this country, and I would hate to have to do it to you again. It's a real bad look. So I can't think of a single reason why you even belong in a ring with me.
Joe, I probably have 10 reasons for you, but you're only going to need one.
Dillinger! You're not walking out of here tonight!
Tye Dillinger may have just flushed his career down the toilet with that slap to Samoa Joe. I would not want to be in the path of the NXT champion after that blatant display of disrespect by Dillinger.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, weighing in at 245 pounds, No Way Jose!
It's been downright freezing here in Ottawa, but things just heated up here inside the Canadian Tire Center. Thanks to No Way Jose, but Graves, before the break, we saw what happened last week. SAnitY not only attacking Rich Swann and Kona Reeves, but when No Way Jose came to Rich Swann's aid, then SAnitY focused on the one-man fiesta.
Yeah, No Way Jose has this ability to flip the switch. He's all fun and games, having a great time right now. But when the bell rings, Jose goes to that other place. And I can tell you right now, SAnitY better be ready.
And tonight, NXT is presented by Tap Out, available at JCPenney and tapout.com.
I gotta be honest with you, Tom. Every time SAnitY makes their entrance, the entire mood, the aura of the building changes. Just creepy in here.
You can see what these four have done in a very short period of time here on NXT, making an impact during the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic when they debuted here on NXT. But the fact of the matter is, as a group, I don't know if we've seen anybody scarier here on NXT.
You said make an impact, more like wreaking nothing but havoc since arriving in NXT. Wolf, Young, and Cross, terrifying gaggle of people right there.
It's just chaos, and somehow Eric Young is the calm amongst the storm.
And we are just getting word that General Manager William Regal has officially signed the main event for tonight. After slapping the NXT champion in the dumbest move of his career, Tye Dillinger will get an opportunity to prove himself against Samoa Joe later tonight on NXT.
Here we go, Eric Young backing up No Way Jose. There's the bell, and this match is underway. Meanwhile, Wolf, Cross, and Fulton lurking at ringside, but No Way Jose hot out of the gate.
Couple of massive right hands from Jose, rocking the leader of SAnitY early on.
Oh, right to the chest there of Eric Young.
Phillips, when Fulton just wandered over this way, did you smell that?
It didn't smell good. It was wafting. Big back body drop there. No way Jose trying to wrangle Eric Young for a pinfall attempt, but he got out of the ring just in time.
Luckily here in NXT, personal hygiene doesn't get you paid. Making money is done by beating people up, and SAnitY is very proficient at that.
Look at Nikki Cross there. She was one who delivered a missile drop kick to the back of the head of No Way Jose. Now look at all these men up on the side of the ring.
Jose not backing down.
Remember your time on NXT, you came face to face with some pretty terrifying groups like the Shield, the Wyatt family. What was it like being in there with those kinds of groups?
It's terrifying. You can never truly execute your game plan.
Whoa! The game plan seems to be working right now for Jose.
If Jose can stay the course, SAnitY may be in trouble.
No Way Jose is rolling here, but can Eric Young and SAnitY regroup? We're gonna find out.
The hottest brand in sports entertainment.
If you're not excited right now, you better check your pulse.
NXT Live is heading to the land down under. Witness the action as the next generation of superstars leaves you breathless. The hottest brand in sports entertainment, NXT Live, is coming to Australia this December. Tickets available. Talent subject to change.
Back here on NXT, No Way Jose one-on-one here with Eric Young of SAnitY, and Jose is standing his own.
Very impressed with No Way Jose thus far, but you asked me about a game plan earlier, Tom. Jose has got to keep his eyes on Eric Young, but always has to be conscious of the three other maniacs surrounding the ring.
Case in point, look at Wolf, Alexander Wolf out there on the apron, and Eric Young using the top rope to the back of the neck and shoulders.
Sawyer Fulton is offensive to all five of my senses. Don't tell him I said that.
Eric Young right on top of the attack.
Take another look at Eric Young.
Hold on, rolls Jose into the ring, looking for a cover and a kick out at one.
SAnitY working as a unit. The distraction allowing Young to snap Jose's neck right across the top rope and change the tide of the match.
Young again going after the neck here of Jose out of two. Tonight we are in the capital city of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. 2 straight weeks here in the Great White North, and SAnitY, well, they're here to wreak some havoc. Face first into the top turnbuckle. And Razors, last week we first heard from SAnitY, first heard from Eric Young, saying, quote, "This world is hanging on by a thread. This generation will be remembered and revered. We're not going to ask for permission. We are going to take." Putting the boots here to No Way Jose. When you hear that from Eric Young, a man, a decorated veteran in this country alone, what does that make you think?
I don't know what to think, because I don't truly know what Eric Young was talking about. That wasn't necessarily a bold statement. It was a very vague. Look at this. Hanging dragon sleeper from the middle rope.
Holding up a near 250-pound man, and Eric Young is nuts.
You just figuring that out now, Tom.
Look in his eye. Eric Young looking for another cover here, forearm in the face, and No Way Jose, give him a lot of credit, still in this match.
Back to, neck snap. You asked about what Eric Young meant. You can't know for sure, because I don't even know if Eric Young knew what he was talking about. The guy's completely insane. He's talking in riddles and song
Another
lyrics.
cover, hold down the face and neck, and another kick out.
As much as it scares me to say, we're gonna just have to wait and see.
And as crazed as SAnitY has been over the last few weeks, this has been a very focused attack by Eric Young.
I'll take nothing away from Eric Young's ability in the ring. He's traveled around the world for many years. He's incredibly good at what he does. He's also incredibly insane.
No Way Jose trying to feed off the NXT Universe. There's a jawbreaker. Can Jose get back up to his feet? Eric Young, misses sternum first into the top turnbuckle. And now Jose looking to wind things up.
Hip toss into a neck breaker by No Way Jose.
Oh, big clothesline. No Way Jose to take out Eric Young. Kick out.
Take a look at this monstrous clothesline. Wow! Almost took Eric Young's head clean off his shoulders.
Eric Young kicking out, still in this match, and now here's the windup.
Here comes Wolf. There goes Wolf.
Wolf catches a fastball right in the jaw. Big right hand. Wait a minute. Mickie
Young is down.
Crossing floating on the referee's attention.
The numbers game is too much with SAnitY.
That should have been it. Oh, and right to the back of the neck.
Eric Young with wheelbarrow position.
Eric Young gets the win against No Way Jose.
It was a valiant effort by Jose, but the numbers game of SAnitY once again proves to be too much. I would say take a look at the fearless leader, but I think you have to be somewhat sane to understand fear. But Cole just picked Nikki Cross up to stop her from tearing Jose to pieces.
One arm nonetheless. Let's take a look back here in this matchup. This was the turning point. Some of the numbers of SAnitY taking advantage. Wolf grabbing a hold of the leg, and then Eric Young right there to the back of the neck. And that would put No Way Jose in a bad position the rest of this match.
Momentary opportunity was all SAnitY needed. We thought, bang! That was it right there. Young was KO'd for a second.
Yeah, but look at this on the far side of the ring. The distraction. Nikki Cross is losing her mind, and the referee's trying to calm her down. Jose should have the 3 count.
Losing, Tom?
Yeah.
I have a feeling everyone lost their mind some time ago. But take a look at this brutal maneuver by Eric Young. 3 seconds later, SAnitY rolls on.
If you're the rest of the NXT roster, do not get in the way of SAnitY. A stern message speaking out last week for the first time, and tonight taking out No Way Jose.
Oh no!
Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross making a beeline for the ring, going up to the top turnbuckle. There's that drop kick again.
Nikki Cross doing the best to feed her thirst for mayhem. Monstrous drop kick from the top rope right in the face of Jose.
Look at how proud Eric Young looks.
And coming up next, Tye Dillinger looks to prove to the world that he has what it takes to hang with the best in NXT. When he does battle with the NXT Champion Samoa Joe. You don't want to miss this huge main event next.
Feel the ground shake.
Welcome back to NXT. And next week, we will hear from the brand new NXT Tag Team Champions, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, DIY. After the biggest victory of their careers, DIY have made good on their promise to capture gold. And next week, we'll find out the next step in their incredible journey to the top of the NXT Tag Team division.
Asuka, congratulations on yet another dominating victory. Now, a lot of people have been noticing a little bit of a change in your persona.
There's no change. I'm Asuka. I'm the NXT Women's Champion. I'm the best. I just won a competition, but I'm afraid there isn't any left.
Tom, Asuka's absolutely right. There is nobody left. And I don't see anybody else beating this man anytime soon either. Here comes the champ.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, he is the NXT Champion, Samoa Joe!
Samoa Joe set to defend his NXT Championship this Saturday against Shinsuke Nakamura in Osaka, Japan, but already tonight here in Ottawa, Joe has his hands full.
Excuse me, Tye? So you now have a match tonight against Samoa Joe. Was this an emotional decision?
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I've been competing in a WWE ring for a long time, and I've come this close on so many occasions. If I can't beat Samoa Joe tonight, if I can't compete at the highest level here in NXT, then maybe I don't belong here. Samoa Joe told me to give him a reason, and I did. Now I'm gonna go prove that I can beat Samoa Joe, prove why I'm a perfect 10, prove that I'm the best in NXT, and that I definitely belong here.
Strong words from Tye Dillinger, but as usual, Samoa Joe does not look impressed.
And his opponent, from Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the perfect 10, Tye Dillinger!
Praise Tye Dillinger in his own mind, putting it all on the line here against the NXT champion.
Well, listen, I mean, everyone makes bad decisions, some downright stupid decisions. Tye Dillinger slapping Samoa Joe in the face was the dumbest decision I've ever seen anybody make in my life. The fact is, Dillinger is not a perfect 10, and he's certainly not NXT championship material.
Listen, Tye Dillinger put it all on the line at a tremendous moment at NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Let me stop you right there, Tom. He put it all on the line, and what happened at TakeOver Toronto?
Tye Dillinger lost.
Just like Bobby Roode said he would.
To the glorious Bobby Roode in Toronto, but Tye Dillinger here tonight seems to believe that if I can't go toe-to-toe with the best and win, that he doesn't deserve to be here. And frankly, Graves, I can't agree with you more. Slapping Samoa Joe, the angry Samoan, after Toronto, after his championship victory, couldn't have been a worse decision. Oh, by Tye Dillinger. Give him credit for the moxie, however. Oh.
Oh, brutal chops. You do not want to exchange chops with Samoa Joe.
Oh. They do say if you want to prove yourself, go after the biggest, baddest guy in the WWE universe, the NXT universe, that is, and Samoa Joe. Makes a lot of sense in Tye Dillinger's
We're not
mind.
in prison, Phillips. We're in NXT, okay?
Tye Dillinger had his friends and family at ringside in Toronto believe it was a moment tailor-made for him to win, to skyrocket him to a new level of stardom, and it just didn't work out that way. Oh. There's a drop kick, takes Samoa Joe off his feet, and the champion taking a moment outside the ring. Perhaps it is Tye Dillinger's night here in Ottawa against Samoa Joe.
For the first time ever, NXT Live heads to Osaka, and we will be filming content for the WWE Network. Be there as Samoa Joe defends his NXT Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. Plus, Hideo Itami makes his return to the land of the rising sun. The hottest brand in sports entertainment is coming to Osaka, Saturday, December 3rd. Tickets available. For more information, log on to WWE.com.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
Back here on NXT, Tye Dillinger bringing the fight to the NXT Champion Samoa Joe. Face first into the top turnbuckle. Earlier tonight, Tye Dillinger slapping Samoa Joe backstage, saying, I got 10 reasons why I can be in the ring with you. On a second, Joe able to battle his way out of the corner. Oh, there's the 10th. On a perfect 10 into the cover. Dillinger, just a 1 count on Joe.
Joe just launching Dillinger.
280 pounders showing off that power. Dillinger flattens Samoa Joe. Got an opportunity here. Splash from the apron. Now the cover. Too close to the ropes there, and Samoa Joe took advantage.
Credit where it's due. That was a crafty sequence of maneuvers by Dillinger.
Trying to outpower Samoa Joe here. Was thinking about the tiebreaker there for a moment, and Joe.
Crushing the knee of Tye Dillinger. That could be a game changer right there, Phillips.
And just like that, Samoa Joe has changed the complexion of this match.
As Joe crosses the knees of Dillinger, drives them straight into the mat. Dillinger would be lucky if he's going to be able to walk by the end of this match.
Yeah, now Joe can take his time. This is at Samoa Joe's pace, going after the injured left knee. Oh, Tye Dillinger. Let's not forget what we heard earlier tonight on December 3rd, this Saturday, actually, in Osaka, Japan. At NXT Live, he will give Shinsuke Nakamura his NXT Championship rematch.
That's an honorable move by the champion, if you ask me. Look at the agility of Samoa Joe. Knee bars locked in. Dillinger's in the center of the ring.
Bringing down Tye Dillinger. Tye Dillinger trying to reach out to the bottom rope. Just a matter of inches away, and Joe can't seem to pull him any further away, and Dillinger able to break this.
There was a lot of damage done to the knee of Tye Dillinger in the few seconds that Joe had the knee bar locked.
Dillinger looking to test himself, trying to prove himself tonight against the very best. And Samoa Joe has got on track. There's the elbow drop. Now Samoa Joe to take care of business here in Ottawa. Cover on Dillinger and a kick out.
Samoa Joe in complete control right now, taking a moment to survey the damage, figure out what he wants to do next.
And all the pressure on the right knee there. Been an assault on every body part, it seems like, of Tye Dillinger. The left knee taking the brunt of the assault.
Joe almost toying with Dillinger right now. Rapid fire right hands by the NXT champion.
Come on, Dillinger! This is what you wanted! This is what you wanted!
Get off the hair!
So here Joe saying, Dillinger, this is what you wanted. You can't disagree. Tye Dillinger asked for everything that's happening to him right now.
There's the receipt for a moment, but Dillinger not backing down. Oh, power slam! Power slam by the NXT champion. Cover, and Dillinger still in it.
Samoa Joe is absolutely incensed. Take a look at the impact. Wham! The velocity of that power slam was superhuman.
Some of that fight we've seen multiple times from Tye Dillinger on display here, not backing down, still in this fight. Joe with a snap suplex, dropping Tye Dillinger again. Joe is just stalking Dillinger. If you're Shinsuke Nakamura and you're watching what Samoa Joe's doing, oh man, right to the bottom rope there.
Samoa Joe is trying to destroy the knee of Tye Dillinger, and you know what, Tom? Dillinger is getting what he asked for. And if you're Shinsuke Nakamura, you're watching this right now. But the King of Strong Style didn't ascend to the NXT Championship without doing his homework. I guarantee you he's studying every breath Samoa Joe takes, every step that he takes. Nakamura will be ready for the rematch.
An interesting decision to have the rematch so quickly. Shinsuke Nakamura gets his opportunity this Saturday, December 3rd in Osaka, Japan at NXT Live.
I think it's a genius idea. Joe knows how badly Nakamura is damaged coming out of TakeOver. Joe beat Shinsuke up in a bad way. There's no way Nakamura's 100%.
Whipping Dillinger into the corner. No way. Dillinger's 100% after this assault from Joe.
Joey head rocker, kick you right in the brain.
And it's all Samoa Joe here on NXT.
An archdemon just took a little boy. You're here to perform an exorcism.
I don't use religious methods. I go inside the victim's mind.
Dr. Ember, so nice of you to join us.
The same entity that's in your son killed my wife, my 11-year-old boy.
You're gonna burn.
He's gonna flatline.
This demon, the strongest I've ever encountered.
Oh my God.
I'm coming for you.
Incarnate, rated PG-13, in theaters this Friday.
In our lives, there are many obstacles. When you face them, will you find the strength to overcome, or will the obstacles overcome you?
We are back here on NXT, our main event. Tye Dillinger going after the NXT champion Samoa Joe, but Joe is making Dillinger pay for his boldness. Listen, you can understand why Tye Dillinger came out here tonight and provoked Samoa Joe the way that he did after NXT TakeOver Toronto. Extremely disappointed what happened with Bobby Roode.
Wait. Are you justifying Dillinger's decision to poke a polar bear?
Well, what is wrong with Tye Dillinger trying to prove that he's the best here on NXT? He said it himself. If I can't prove I'm the best, maybe I don't belong here.
Then work your way up the ladder. Earn yourself an opportunity. You don't slap the NXT champion in the face. This is what happens when you disrespect Samoa Joe.
Now Samoa Joe hooked to the injured leg here and a kick out. The left knee of Tye Dillinger has taken a beating here in this match, and I'm curious if Samoa Joe is a little surprised by Tye Dillinger, showing some resolve here in this match.
Samoa Joe's not surprised by anything.
The NXT Universe with the 10 chance, they've become very popular here in Canada over the last few weeks. Tye Dillinger trying to use their energy to get back here in this battle.
This is simply a case of Dillinger being blinded by his surroundings, by a captive audience in his home country.
Well, went for the big boot, Samoa Joe missed, and a big clothesline by Tye Dillinger. Tye's got an opportunity.
Look in the eyes of Dillinger, Tom.
Dillinger trying to slap that left knee, trying to get some feeling back in there after the targeting from Samoa Joe.
Joe just too powerful.
Oh! Dillinger a step too quick. Now going after the NXT champion, bringing the fight right to him. Oh! Wow! Down goes Joe. Dillinger with a stomp.
Tell the adrenaline's pulsing through the body of Tye Dillinger. The damaged knee not having too much effect at the moment.
Tell you what, Dillinger's got the NXT champion down. He has Samoa Joe rocked, but can he take advantage? Now Dillinger exposing the knee. Went for the tiebreaker earlier on in this matchup. Can he out-muscle Samoa Joe?
No way.
With the injured left knee, Joe!
German suplex by Samoa Joe.
Could it be?
Here we go, part 2.
Oh, saw it coming, Shoulders down on the champion kick out. Oh, right in the chest. Flattening Joe, cover to pin Samoa Joe, no.
Dillinger with a wicked super kick right to the sternum of Samoa Joe. That'll knock the wind out of you in a bad way, maybe crack a rib. But look, Tom, look at the face of Dillinger. The doubt has returned.
It looked like doubt for a second, Grave. I think it's determination. Dillinger firing up once again for the tiebreaker here. Samoa Joe up on the shoulders this time. Got 280 pounds up there, and Joe escaped.
Sit your ass!
Spiked him. Sit down, Dillinger.
Oh, and a power bomb. Shoulders down on Dillinger. Oh, and Dillinger got the shoulder up.
Right into the Boston Crab. No one locks it in deeper than Samoa Joe. The grip of the champion above the knees of Dillinger. Look at how Dillinger's back is bent.
Is Dillinger gonna tap out here to this Crab? And now, oh, Joe transitions beautifully.
Into the crossface. So smooth.
Dillinger caught in another submission here from Samoa Joe. Is Tye Dillinger gonna tap out this match? Means everything to him.
Oh, that's it. Samoa Joe's got the coquina clutch locked in.
Rolls it over into the coquina clutch.
The technique of the champion is flawless.
Tye Dillinger appears to be fading.
That's it. Ring the bell.
Here is your winner by submission, the NXT Champion, Samoa Joe!
What was that you were saying, Tom, about being brave? Tye Dillinger just learned a painful lesson. When you step to the throne of Samoa Joe, you better be ready or you're gonna take a nap.
Tye Dillinger not tapping out, but passing out at the hands of the NXT champion, Samoa Joe, here tonight in his homeland of Canada.
Call it what it was, Tom. He didn't pass out. He got put to sleep. Samoa Joe put Tye Dillinger to sleep.
Take a look back here at this match here, and Tye Dillinger, all his might, went for the tiebreaker despite the injured knee. Samoa Joe able to evade for just a moment. Boom! Right there into the mat. Got sat down.
And the impressive second to none submission skills of Samoa Joe on full display. Dillinger didn't tap out, but he lost all the same, courtesy of the NXT champion.
Dillinger was out here tonight to prove that he belonged, but coming up short against Samoa Joe. The big news of this evening, Graves, from the mouth of the NXT champion, this Saturday, December 3rd in Osaka, Japan, the rematch. Shinsuke Nakamura one-on-one with Samoa Joe.
The King of Strong Style better bring an army, because right now the NXT champion is a straight monster.
Tye Dillinger found that out firsthand tonight. Sinking feeling is setting in.
Dillinger's a great competitor, but he had to know what he was getting himself into. Come on.